Want to get to breaking news in Norfolk. There's a HazMat situation on Indian River Road. Our Deanna LeBlanc is there now live. And Deanna, we understand you have new information.
Right, Don and Katie, I told you a few minutes ago I'd ask why there are so many dump trucks, each with 2 tons of sand in their bed, if they're calling the leak small. Well, I have the answer. It's all just in case. Right now, here's what's happening. Kinder Morgan, a chemical company, has a storage facility for its chemicals in a terminal down on the Elizabeth River back behind me. Essentially, one of their tanks, a 900,000-gallon tank of sodium hydroxide, that's a liquid, has a leak in it. So a small amount is coming out at the moment, but is actively leaking. Now, these tanks have about a 10 to 12-foot berm or protective barrier around them, and that's filling up. That means the leak is contained inside that protective barrier outside of the tank. Now, Kinder Morgan is working to transfer all 900,000 gallons from one tank to an empty tank. But in case anything goes wrong, in case the liquid spills the berm, or the transfer doesn't go right, or it starts to leak into the Elizabeth River, there are a lot of resources on hand. That's why I mentioned earlier the Coast Guard is here. They're here to protect the waterway of the Elizabeth River. Norfolk Storm and Water is here because a big concern, if their leak becomes loose out of the berm, which it is not, but if it gets into the stormwater supply, that obviously contaminates the public drinking supply. So Norfolk Storm and Water is here, and all that sand, those dozens of tons of sand, would be here to help clean up should the spill leak onto the street or onto the road outside of that protective berm. But none of that has happened yet. This is all just precautionary at this point. Chief Williamson tells me the cleanup is going to be slow, or excuse me, the transfer is going to be slow. It will take, he says, all day long. So Indian River Road at this small area of Lansing Street may be closed for the better part of the afternoon, even into the evening if it takes that long. They use a pipe to transfer from one tank to the next, and that's a slow and careful and meticulous process to make sure the chemical does not leak. One business right nearby has been evacuated. It's a small business, and they are cooperating with fire and rescue right now. They're actually even helping to build an additional barrier just in case. So right now, again, no threat to the public, no concern right now for safety of drinking supply or of the Elizabeth River, but those resources are on hand in case that changes. Don and Katie, back to you live in Norfolk. I'm Deanna LeBlanc. 10 on your side.